God. Oh, God. I really don't want to make this. I really cannot be fucked making this. But I'm going to anyway, so please bear with me, guys. Just bear in mind that I'm recording this. I've hit the record button literally 30, 40 seconds after the full-time whistle. I just want to get this shit over with. So, again, apologies if it doesn't come across as much as much of a review, because I just can't be arsed. I'm so deflated with that. So unbelievably deflated. And, of course, it's just so annoying. It's so frustrating that how many times have we conceded in the final 10, 15 minutes of games and or the last few moments of games? How many points have we thrown away? We just never, ever learn. And that's not to take anything away from Leeds, because they were better than us, in all fairness. But just we put so much work in that first half to build a foundation to build on and go forward in that second half. But the second half showing was fucking embarrassing from so many of them. And I'm not going to sit here and dig at too many or reduce, but his game management at times as well has to come into question, because his subs were baffling. The timing of them were baffling, given the scenario and the situation of the game. And it just hindered us in that second half. You know, ultimately the lads need to do better on the pitch, but that second half was shite. Absolutely shocking, given what they've given themselves and the foundation they built in the first half. But getting into the game, there's the lineup, of course, pretty much unchanged from last time out, which was somewhat understandable, I guess. And I had to look at that bench straight away, and I thought, okay, we've got loads of plays there. So finally, we've got a bench to be proud of going into this game. So let's use it. He didn't fucking use it, did he, basically? He may as well not have used it. But either way, getting into the game, opening 2 or 3 minutes, and I thought, we're really going for it here. Fantastic. Right in the face. Lafay drives down the left-hand side, cuts in from left to right as he does, pulls it back to Job on the edge of the box. He tries to place it into the bottom right-hand corner. Meslier makes a good save, comes back to Roberts, and he tries to dink the ball past Meslier for the rebound, but Meslier makes a second good save. But then after that, it was all Leeds. Leeds started to grow into it, really started to get to grips of the game, really started to get the teeth and the claws into the game and took control. They had loads of possession, but we were so good with our structure, the way we pressed when we had to and then sit back when we had to. They had loads of the ball, but did not with it. They could not get in behind. They didn't test Pato once in that first half. You know, they're trying to sometimes try and force it and put a ball in over the top, and we'd end up squeezing them out and managed to get it away. But on the break, you know, we had, I think it was 3 shots on target in that first half. They had none. I think they had 6 or 7 shots and none of them on target. And then we had 3 very, very decent chances, including the goal. And we managed to get ourselves a goal. When we were counter-attacking and we looked dangerous on the counter, as I say, we managed to get the ball forward. Ballard with a great ball down the line for Isidore. And he backs into Ampadu, and he's got so much to do with his back to goal. And he rolls Ampadu, so much strength to roll inside, cut inside, place it past Meslier, hits the inside of the far post and goes into the back of the net. 1-0. Fantastic. Keep it up, lads. And we did. We saw it out the first half brilliantly well. We've got the foundations to work with. We're battling our hearts out. Great. Let's keep on going in that second half. But the only sort of not digs, but the little things I could see that some plays were tiring because of the amount of energy we need to place off the ball. You know, at times on the right-hand side, Sirkin was getting absolutely battered by Bogle and James, which I expected anyway, but they were taking the piss out of him at times. And, you know, at times he was all right with his challenges, and they did have a couple of little shouts here and there when they were trying to fizz the ball in, and, you know, fans shouting for handball from Sirkin and stuff like that. But it was very 50-50, very hit and miss with Sirkin. 1 minute he's getting absolutely done over time and time again, and then he's all right for 5 minutes. But yeah, that was a big concern of mine. I felt like Lafay was tiring towards the back in the first half. Rig, as much as he's putting loads of effort in, he kind of, you know, out of possession, he's almost pressing alongside Isidore up top. But I felt like the game was passing him by a little bit. Like I said, working his arse off, a couple of challenges here and there, but the game was passing him by. Second half comes out, and Jesus Christ, the sitting back, which is what we were doing anyway. You know, when Leeds were in possession, we're structured. We had a press when we had to, sat back when we had to, and that was fine. But our ball retention, when we did win the ball back in the first half, was great. We looked after the ball very well, and we tried to do little triangles and break forward, and that's what our threat was. The second half, not once did we look even remotely threatening until like the 75th minute. You know, every time we won the ball back, we'd win it back really well. Could be anyone. Get the ball. Daniel, Rig, Ballard, anyone. Troy Hume, win the ball back really well to try and show for it. The second pass, straight to a Leeds man. credit to Leeds, their press did, of course, force these errors. However, we just didn't look after it when the simple pass was on. Didn't give it. Always trying to be fucking clever in stupid positions on the edge of the box, and you've got that Rig trying to go for his 4th nutmeg of the game, or you've got Dhannoo spinning right into danger. Joe trying to be clever, trying to spin plays on the edge of our box, and we're giving them away. I was genuinely gobsmacked that we hadn't conceded sooner in that second half, because just time and time again, we're just giving the ball away. We're presenting it to them. And then eventually, we were still goal up, but we bring Isidore off. The one outlet we did have up top, he brings Isidore off, replaces him with Mayenda. Now, I understand bringing Mayenda on, but I thought he either should push up, maybe bring off Rig and put Mayenda there to push up with Isidore, or maybe play just behind him or just off him, for the press and for the pace to try and stretch them. If we did just have to resort to hoof-it football, that'd be great. But no, he brings Isidore off, Mayenda on, brings Rig off, which is fine. I thought he might have brought on a Brown or a Mundle. No, he brings Samed on, but he doesn't put Samed in his defensive midfield role, which is what he is. He puts him as a 10. What's going on? And lo and behold, within seconds, or like a minute or two of that, Roberts, it's a stupid daft foul. He's going nowhere. Solomon on the left-hand side, he just flicks a leg out. No need for it. It's a free kick. Rothwell who's come on. It's a brilliant ball in. Absolutely fantastic ball in. However, the positioning of Anthony Patterson is fucking embarrassing. It was like watching a kid in primary school in goal. Even if you look at the trajectory of the ball coming in, even if everyone left the ball, it still wouldn't, because that's what the keeper should do, really. Follow the path of the ball. And even if the ball was going to go straight through and missed everyone, as I say, he's gone way past. The ball's coming in and Patterson's moving away. If anyone gets a touch on the ball, or even just goes straight through, it's going in the back of the net. His positioning was embarrassing. It was a great, dangerous ball in, not much we could do anyway, but his positioning was horrendous. Yes, like I say, beautiful ball in, but my God, did we make it piss easy for him. And of course, that gets the crowd up, that gets the crowd G'd up. Then we bring Poveda on. And to be fair to Poveda, 2 or 3 times, he did try and drag us up the pitch and he'd win his fouls to try and give us that little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather. But we just had nothing going forward. Absolutely nothing. Again, just giving it away and giving it away and giving it away. Again, they had a set piece. Paul's put in the box. He misses everyone, but they managed to recycle it from the right-hand side. Ball's put in again. And the same, the centre-back gets a nick on it to make it 2-1 in like the 94th minute. And of course, breaking our hearts. And it was just so frustrating. There's been defensive, there's been cautious, and then just looking after the ball. And like I said, we did that so well in the first half when we had to. But that second half, like I said, it wasn't like we just sat back and bent over in terms of just in our shape. That remained. But it was just like every time we had the ball, it's almost we were trying our best to fucking concede. That's what it felt like at times. It was so poor. And game management again by Rodgers was awful. But yeah, it'd be such a different story, wouldn't it, if Leeds went 2-0 up or something and they dominated the entire game and then we maybe got a consolation. I'd be thinking, right, okay, Leeds are better than us, I've got a better team, blah, blah, blah. But to get yourself that foundation away from home at Ellen Road and then to just do that, it's just gut-wrenching. It really is gut-wrenching. Fair play to them. They've got a class side. And what was annoying is that second half, they were just bringing on change after change, and it was just class play after class play was coming on. And then Rodgers watches that for so long, watching them constantly freshen their legs. He watches our young lads just absolutely running into the ground and then bring on fucking Samed as a number 10. It just felt ridiculous. It just felt like we were trying to shoot ourselves in the foot, and it happened. I know, of course, I don't think, again, I said this in the preview, I don't think that the automatics is totally out of reach. It looks unlikely at this point, but there's still a hell of a lot of games. Leeds, as unlikely as it is, and Sheffield United, they could run into a bad run of form, lose a few games. We win a few, and it's a totally different kettle of fish. Do you know what I mean? But we could have done with that 3 points tonight. We could have done it, and it looked like it was way within reach, and we just let go of it. Unfortunately, so frustrating. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, guys, because I'm just going to get fucking fuming and just rant and rave and shout and swear, and I'm sure you don't want to see that too much. But yeah, we move on. It's a very good Leeds side, and we made the errors, and you're going to get punished against sides like that. Gut-wrenching. Fair play to Leeds. But there we go. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. How do you feel? Where do you think we went wrong? Where did we go right? Is there positives, negatives to take? Let me know in the comments. It's always interesting to read your guys' points of view as well. But for now, take care. Keep the faith, and I'll see you in a bit.